Live from Studio 67 in Florida's capital county, it's time to get fact-checked.
Access granted.
Greetings, good people. Happy Friday. Hope all is well. It is your favorite local government policy team. We are back together. Hey, guys.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Deputy Peter, how are you?
Good morning.
It's Sine Die.
Oh,
We made it.
We made it. Thought we'd never see this day. Week 9.
Woo! Day 60 of session with, still kind of an end in sight, maybe.
We got some indication yesterday. The Senate President did have a couple remarks saying that the intention is to sign and die today, and looks like we're coming back after Easter and Passover.
But no hanky drop today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no ceremonial hanky, but yeah.
Gotta hold it out until everybody gets their coins. No budget yet. Still got property tax, congressional redistricting. But it's okay. We made it to day 60 and we are grateful. Let's see. Mr. Deputy, if you could sum this week up in one word, what would it be?
Speechless, yeah. It's atypical. We don't have budgets. We don't even have allegations. We didn't pass many bills. They just didn't agree.
I got a good one. I got a positive one. It was fun. I had some fun this week. It was definitely a change of pace, a change of scenery than the normal committee weeks of session. Trying to figure out where things are landing, sitting in the gallery, seeing the movement. I had a good time, and it was an interesting learning experience.
Come on, Mr. Invisible Man.
Yeah, you got spotted from the Senate floor. I know I can't hide in the gallery, but clearly you can't hide either.
Let's see what you're going to get done today.
Yep.
If I had to sum this week up in one word, I would definitely say, on our end, collaborative. Just to see how collectively we came together, mapped out a plan, working with you and Pullman and Boss Man and everybody every morning. Just come in, you give us our stuff, we divide and conquer. So just to make it to Friday, it was fun.
Yeah, we had the boss man at the control center back at FAC headquarters, and we were just running plays,
Literally.
Finding Senate targets, finding House members to talk to, pull them off the floor. I'm not going to mention, it's the marble, Peter. It's so hard.
It's the hard marble.
The printer came in, handy on printing out talking points.
And so did the snacks. Man, we were the go-to snack.
Literally, I was like, oh my gosh, Milan, we need a FAC vending machine here. We can. Give us intel, you'll get a snack.
Yeah, so we have some highlights from this session. We tracked over 350 bills in our tracker, and nearly 60 of those were on ad valorem property taxes. This session had a really low number. As of Thursday night, there only have been 158 bills that passed both chambers. That doesn't, that's all bills, so not just ones that we tracked, but all bills this session. So again, just like last session, under 200 bills passed both chambers. No bills have been sent to the governor yet, so there will be, the trickle over the next few months as the presiding officers send those to the governor for final approval.
But even though the number was still kind of low, we had some major highlights in our policy areas this week. What were your highlights, Peter?
Well, we saw a couple major bills pass both chambers. One of them was the PFAS bill, banning the aqueous film foaming and making sure that public entities sample for PFAS. Then we had the net zero. This was the Senator Avila and Rep. Snyder's bill on banning net zero policies.
And something interesting on that one, because it co-opted the tax package.
It did. It was a little bit unexpected.
So we didn't even get a tax package this session because they substituted the Senate's tax package for net zero, which was a part of it.
Right. Senator Avila was asked several times, how is this germane to the tax package? Well, if you take a look at it, his language did include a prohibition on assessments and taxes for any kind of carbon emissions or cap and trade programs. And in reality, even Senator Gates got up and defended Senator Avila by saying this does deal with taxpayer money. So it was ruled germane. It was decided that it works. So the way they did it was they took up the tax package, laid it on the table, and brought up the House Bill 1217. That was the House version of the net zero bill, and substituted for it. And I guess that's it for the tax package for the time being.
Right. It'll have to be a budget item if they decide to have a formal tax package. Of course, all bills will die today as they sine die. So there will have to be a new budget process, new tax, package process, restart from scratch all of those bills.
Next month is going to be interesting. What happened with local government spending and impact fees this week, Jeff?
Well, the language that we had worked on with Senator DeSegli and the CFO and Representative Benaroche did get concurred in the House. So the House passed the bill. This will be new budget reporting requirements, timelines in the calendar, salary reporting, and some additional changes on impact fees that FAC had worked on over the past few months. We saw bills this week dealing with infill redevelopment get across the finish line. The permitting private provider bill also passed. And then, the strange one this week, I think it was a bit unexpected, was on sovereign immunity. The House had a bill that had really high caps, but they decided to concur.
Come together.
and we opposed the Senate bill as well, but now that bill is heading to the governor for final approval. So we'll see what happens on sovereign immunity.
Most definitely.
Jeff, how long have they been trying to do this? I mean, they finally did it.
15 years. So it was
Wow.
2011 since the last time that they passed a bill dealing with the liability caps. So they might be putting this one to rest for a few more years if this does get approved by the governor.
15 years. Wow. Whew.
And then, so now we had some
Yes.
floor action amendments, right?
We definitely did with ADAP funding. That has been quite interesting and a hot topic. I think a lot of people just you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes I think some of our programs and things that are offered in the state are taken for granted when you really just don't know and understand what really happens on the local level with our county and state Department of Health. ADAP funding is the Age Drug Assistance Program that provides funding and resources for constituents in our state to ensure that they get the medication and everything that they need. So just seeing where we were earlier a few weeks ago with the shortage and to make many milestones this week, it definitely was something to be grateful for. And another highlight was House Bill 277 by Rep. Tendricks and Rep. Nix, also with the support of Chair Maney. This was the domestic violence and protective injunctions bill that made it across the finish line and is heading to the governor's desk, and it provides extra protections for domestic violence survivors. I got an opportunity to attend the press conference earlier this week, and just to see the stories of some of those family members, it just shows it just really shows, like you said earlier, Peter, coming together. Folks from both sides of the aisle actually working to get this bill across the finish line, not necessarily looking at the budget impact, but, because you can't put a cost on life.
Right. And
but
kudos to Rep. Tendrich. I know she put
it
all.
To put her heart into this, but also put her story on the line. And also this bill actually allowed other legislatures to open up and share their feedback. So that was a highlight for this week. Grateful for that. Peter, what's going on with data centers? What can we see by Sine die?
Well, it's been an interesting ride with data centers. I mean, we've even got the federal government, the President of the United States, weighing in a little bit. SB 484 was sent to the House, and the House took up their bill, amended it, and is now in returning messages. So it looks like the House's version is the one that is going to make it across the finish line. This is retaining local control over their siting and making sure that they are responsible in their use of water, making sure that regular citizens are not shouldering the cost of these major large load customers, which would be the data centers. It's kind of interesting because, I mean, you see folks all over the place on this. I mean, both the Republicans and the Democrats have different feelings because, we want to be open to different businesses. We want to invite more industry into the state, but then there's also a concern as to their impacts. And so the federal government is in the preference of preempting all states on data centers and AI legislation. But it looks like this was kind of a compromise found between the legislature, the governor, the federal government on trying to find an in-between where, there are guardrails, as Rep. Griffiths put it. This is just guardrails. They're not banning data centers. And what we really care about is that there's we're boots on the ground as local governments, and we are preserving local control. So we really expect that to the Senate to concur today.
And it's a final day bill.
It's a final day bill.
We got a few bills that are still the last on the special order calendar or the last in messages. And, another one of those, Tonette, is on affordable housing.
Yeah, we shall see what gets across the finish line.
Right. So we had an amendment yesterday from the House side from Rep. Redondo. And now it's back in the Senate's court. Do they take the amendment?
Let's see how Senator Kaladi plays ball.
And the last few hours of session here, another one, it could be the last bill to pass this year.
I think it will be.
Or it could be the one that they say we are just not going to take it up is on House Bill 399.
Man, I've been waiting all week.
Right, literally.
And it's okay. I can wait longer, but I mean, like...
Yeah, and they don't have to even bring
No,
it up
we can't,
if they don't want to. So this is the land use bill dealing with compatibility that we had worked on probably before session and got to some agreement on language about defining what compatibility is in the adoption of your comprehensive plan, but now
it is morphed into a different
It
animal.
is Amendment City. I think every senator has decided to file an amendment on this one.
Well, it is the lifeboat. It is the lifeboat that is the last lifeboat coming off the Titanic. I mean, you're trying to put everything you can on it.
It's literally all or nothing.
And it has the rural boundary issue. So, FAC and others have been running around the Capitol trying to inform the senators, House members about the issues on that rural boundary.
I don't think we've mentioned it on the podcast, Jeff. You want to give us a little synopsis on? I mean, this is a pretty new issue.
Right. So there are two counties that have rural boundary designations.
And what are those?
They're in Orange County and in Seminole County. And Seminole County's had theirs for over 20 years. Orange County's a little bit more recent, but both have been approved by supermajorities of the voters and of the boards. And they're seeking, major changes to Burt Harris, the takings clause, and if this amendment were to pass, there's a huge liability on local governments. But then this bill also has issues dealing with the urban development boundary down in Miami-Dade. There's an amendment out there on fixing Senate Bill 180, which was the substance of Senate Bill 840 this year. And then there's other amendments that just, we'll see what happens. That bill and the Blue Ribbon Bill.
I was about to say, are we going to mention it?
Still on third reading. So,
well, the House would have to really do,
jump through some hoops,
warp around and to take that up if the Senate were to hear it on its third reading. So the expectation is that it's come to pass.
Right. So today we got a few hours left. You guys have any predictions about what time we might Sine die here since we're recording in the morning?
I hope it's after lunch because it's so late to get back.
I say, oh my gosh, Peter. I say by 3:00.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going to be as late as last year. I know that. Everybody's been telling me that.
And I think everybody's just over it and ready to go home, and they're like, we'll see you all next month.
Yeah, it should be before. I was talking to Senator Smith last night, and I said, Senator, what do you think we'll make it to 5 o'clock? And he goes, 5 o'clock? I think it's going to be a noon kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a little bit after lunch because, those the Miami-Dade or the South Florida guys, they want to be able to drive home with some sunlight.
Oh, yeah, or catch their flights.
Or catch flights.
I think a lot of people change their flights. By Wednesday, it was just like, oh, okay, all right. We're getting the late morning, early afternoon flight out of here, and we will be gone. So if we had to tag a theme to this legislative session, guys, what do you think it would be? Property tax?
I mean, property tax just it kind of felt like a dud during session. I mean, it
really
was a
did.
lot of ramp up. It took out the oxygen of the room. Clearly, the House decided to talk about it, and then just said, "Hey, Governor, you're right. Maybe we should just eliminate non-school homestead property tax." It
Right.
wasn't much of a proposal at the end of the day.
It's kind of the same thing with government efficiency. I mean, to an extent. I mean, we had a whole year of press conferences and visits by the CFO to many different local governments, many counties across the state, and it really looked like he was gonna just
And there's
bring
nothing
down the hammer. And,
right. There's nothing wrong with additional transparency and
course.
accountability, but we did see net zero and the DEI
Yes.
bill and the local government spending bill. So there were some bills that did get some traction, but others, saying that we are recklessly spending and going after things that formulas didn't exist.
Yeah, or his priority of actually putting his auditing into statutory.
That's right.
He had his two bills that never
Yeah.
really got heard.
That acronym we won't mention.
Yes.
All the best.
But I think the third one we got here is really the theme of session, guys. I think the Chamber of Disagreements really, it's been throughout from the beginning to the end. And I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, they have been trying, right? Sometimes it's just one of those years where there's different personalities and different ideas and I mean, as much as you try, there's an impasse, and you might have to start from scratch and do it next year.
Yeah, and I think that's just everybody can see that's how we've landed where we are. Even just, again, like you said, the disagreements, they come together when they can on what they want. But again, both chambers are just on two totally different spectrums right now. Even just watching the debate for the elections integrity bill yesterday, just everything this year, the feedback, the Charlie Kirk things, all of that, and just to see where we're ending today. Nevertheless, we are here. We made it. And it's going, like you said, Peter, it's going to be interesting to see what happens
with the new
next
leadership,
year.
too. I mean, new
Yes.
governor, new Senate president, and new speaker. I mean, it's going to be
Whole
like
new
a
set
whole
of issues.
Yeah.
We it's like we're starting fresh, maybe in 2027.
Yeah.
And shout out to the
nice.
legislators that are on their way out to the leadership. They gave some phenomenal farewell speeches this week.
Very
and
touching,
the
very
portraits
touching.
were beautiful.
Yes, both of them.
And I quite enjoyed the goof one as well.
Yeah, on the
armor
Senate
and
side.
oranges.
American Gothic, right? Is that the
That's right,
I
yeah.
remembered the name American Gothic.
American
Thank you,
Gothic.
historian Peter.
Get everything for us. All righty. Shout out your favorite legislator, the one you had the most fun or lobbyist working with. I won't say this week, this session. Peter, who you got?
I very much enjoyed working with Rep. Connerly on the PFAS bill. He definitely is a very intelligent and very knowledgeable engineer, and he taught me a lot on both wetlands, PFAS, biosolids, treated effluent, stuff that I was just starting to learn about. He's a good man, and I hope to work with him again next session.
All right. What about you, Mr. Deputy?
I'm not going to do one. I'm just going to say there's a large group of reps and senators holding it down for rural Florida.
Yes.
We talking to them a lot this week. They really wanted to make sure, especially on this boundary issue, that their communities weren't left out of the conversation.
And some of them aren't even from rural areas, too.
I know
Very true.
they really have a lot of influence beyond just those rural counties that they represent.
Most
How about
definitely.
you, Tonette?
I would have to say on the House side, I'll have two. Rep. Danny Alvarez and Rep. Maney. They were a pleasure to work with this session on health, safety, and justice issues, most not getting across the finish line, but especially with 277. That was fun, and I appreciate their care and concern for local government. And on the Senate side, my former student body president colleague from Miami-Dade, your home county, Peter, Senator Alexis Caladiou, they were amazing with affordable housing. It just, like, I think this is what, Live Local Act Remix Part, 4.0 by now?
4.0.
But literally just to work with them and her team on amendments and everything, getting stuff back over to the House to Rep. Redondo's office. It was fun and a pleasure, and I appreciate that. But as you said, Jeff, we were grateful for all of those who sacrifice and come up here and serve, leave their families back home for 60 days. We are grateful.
And that extends even to the lobby corps. We had, the word collaboration earlier. All of the county internal lobbyists, contract team, that were staying in touch with us by text, calls, on all of the things, not just this week, but every week.
Most definitely.
It takes a village.
It definitely does, and it shows that teamwork can truly, 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 for local government and home rule make the dream work. All right, guys, it's been real. Until next time, what do we have to look forward to in the coming days? Wrap up webinar, our final report,
and some rest.
Yep, I'm gonna sleep.
Yes.
And
then
bask in the sun.
And then we'll be back and ready to go for a special session on redistricting.
But not
and
for
the
too
budget,
long.
Not too long.
Property tax and any other ideas that the governor has.
Yeah.
Just a little break. Until next time, guys, we will see you. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.